Today's video is a review on one of my favourite products I've ever used, HackMotion. This is one of my favourite training aids I've ever used, so if anybody's wondering what HackMotion is, so HackMotion is a wrist sensor. And basically what this allows us to do, it gives us biofeedback, which is two forms of feedback. It vibrates and it gives us audio feedback. This is what comes included, so this is the sensor here. We've got two different options. You can either clip it to your glove with this clip, or you can put this part around your palm. So straight out the box, it's really simple. You've got tiny instructions telling you what to do, but honestly, this is super easy to use. So what is HackMotion and what problem does it solve? So most golfers struggle with club face control. What our wrists do dictate what that club face does. So if you've got a club face problem, whether that's a really open face or whether that's a really closed face, causing slices and hooks, releasing early, struggling with ball striking, so many things that are caused by poor wrist angles. So straight from the box, all we need to do is just press the button. That's it going live now, and that's going to connect to a phone or to an iPad. So first of all, whilst we're putting this on, let's talk about what HackMotion can do for you. So this new HackMotion is about 8 times more accurate than the previous one, which was already excellent. It's got an 800 Hertz frame rate, which essentially means that it's measuring lots and lots of different parts of your swing, measuring your wrist angles, giving you lots of data points, but most importantly, it keeps it really simple. It's really easy to use. Once we've got this on, once we've calibrated it, and within 10 swings, this is going to give you a good idea of what to do. I use it a lot in lessons, so once we've got this strapped on, pop it around our palm, we're pretty much good to go. So, I've got my tripod here, I've got my phone on the go. Now that we've pressed the button, we've got the Bluetooth on, we're just going to click full swing. And once we've done that, we're going to open full swing. We are going to go to, if you're someone who's using it for the first time, I would go to Diagnostics. And from there, once we've calibrated this, we're only going to need 10 shots, and HackMotion is going to tell us what we need to do to get more efficient wrist angles. So let's hit those 10 shots and let's see what HackMotion tells me. So HackMotion is going to measure a few different things from your wrist. It's going to measure flexion, which is how flat your left wrist is. It's going to measure extension or cupping. So from the 10-shot diagnostic, I already know this, but I get too much flexion at the top. Too much flexion at the top means that I get the face far too closed at the top. The main reason why most of my shots tend to go to the left, and that is my bad shot. So with that, now that I know what I need to work on, what I need to try and improve, I need to get less flexed. We can set a range, a target, a goal to try and get less flexed up at the top, which is really cool. You can set a personalized training program to you. There's lots of built-in drills, but what I'm going to do is start to create a training program, go to the top training program, too much flexion at the top. We're going to start by level 1, a slow rehearsal, static top drill, and I'm going to start that now. So, to tell me to set up at address, and it's going to load. Go to the top. We can hear that. Set up at address. Go to the top. We're good. And the cool thing about this is that I really like is you've got the audio feedback, but also it vibrates as you're swinging back. So you've got that feedback from two different points of view, which is really, really cool. So you know if you're doing it right, you know if you're not doing it right. And then from there you can work your way through some of the levels throughout this. So honestly, I think this is a great tool. It then gets you a lot more from your practice. So I know rather than me having to guess whether I've made it more cupped or not, rather than having to video all the time, rather than having someone to look at it all the time, you get that live feedback, you get this sensor buzzing, you get your audio feedback if you want it. Also, what you can do is you can turn either one off. So if you like the noise but you don't like the vibration of the sensor, you can turn that off, and vice versa. If you're at a busy driving range and you don't want to hear the audio, you can turn that off and you would just get the vibration feedback from the sensor. So with HackMotion, there are three main options that you have, three different price points. So there's a core product, which is €295. However, if you put in the code CALLUM5, that is going to get you a discount by clicking the link down below in the description. So you've got the core, which I think, to be honest, that is where the majority of people probably need. You can get lots of other data, but this can be helpful to most people. €295 is a pretty good entry point. And basically what that does is that core, that gives you flexion and extension, which if you're someone who slices the ball, chances are you're probably struggling with extension, cupping, getting the face open, flipping the hands. So that is extension. Your wrist is probably in too much extension. So this is going to give you those values that you need. Extension and flexion is what's going to help you control that club face, but also tell you whether you need more shaft lean, tell you why you don't have shaft lean, lots of different things. And I think for most people this is going to help a lot of golfers just by getting the core. If you choose to then upgrade to the Plus, you then start to get full swing. You can get everything that you want on HackMotion. That's €495. But then from there, you do get everything that you can work on. With that, you then get to work on your whole game with HackMotion. HackMotion can be really, really helpful with putting, giving you some good wrist angles as to extension and flexion again, but ulnar and radial deviation. So how much are you using your wrists and your putting, and how's that affecting your club face? So HackMotion could be excellent for putting, and by getting the software upgrade to the Plus, that then allows you to work on your putting as well. And then for anyone who wants as much data as they possibly can, you could opt for the Pro. With the Pro, you're obviously going to be able to cover all of your game. So you're going to get putting, you're going to get full swing. You then start to get everything that this great piece of kit is going to help you. You then start to get every single piece of data that this can give you. It's going to give you flexion and extension. It's going to give you ulnar and radial deviation. It's going to give you rotation numbers, and it's going to give you all the tour data that you could possibly want. So you can look at the best players in the world, have a look at their wrist sensor data, compare it to you depending on what type of pattern you are. So it tells you different pattern styles, and it tells you which ones you should be trying to work on. And you literally would get everything that you need. The cool thing about this, obviously the product remains the same. It's a software upgrade. So what you can do is, if you want a soft introduction into how HackMotion works, you could start off with the core, and then as time goes on, you could start to upgrade and get more and more and more data as you start to get used to it, understand it, need it, whatever you want, you can then start to upgrade towards that. So there's lots of great stuff that can come from any of those HackMotion. So in my opinion, if you've just got, say you've got a slice and you've got a really open face at the top, you might just want to start off with the core product and start to work towards having more flexion in your left wrist, for example. It might keep it really simple, pop it on, make 10 swings, get a suggestion of what you should do with your wrist angles, and that should start to fix your club face. Lots of different drills you can do. There's some really good release drills to help you with your ball striking. If you're someone who comes down with a really open club face, there's a really good motorcycle drill, which I'll trial out just now. So we just click on drills, we'll scroll down, new motorcycle drill, get a feel of flexing your wrists in the downswing. Sounds fancy. Start drill, click continue, and we are going to get started. So again, you've got the audio feedback, you've got the vibrational feedback. We're going to start at the address position, work to the top, slowly begin the downswing, and I've hit the ball there, but we shouldn't have hit the ball. That's just telling you to go to impact. Address, top of the swing, and we've got full greens, which is really good. So that gives us a good guide as to what we can do to square our club face and get ourselves in a good impact position and get our club face good throughout the whole motion. What's great about it, say, my suggestion would be when you get HackMotion is to start it up, put it on the diagnostic, so hit your 10 shots, get the data that you need. It's really, really accurate at telling you what you need to work on. Start to work on the drills. Start to work on the drills that it suggests. And then as soon as you feel that you've maybe hit a really good shot and you're on free practice mode, what you can do is you can bookmark your shots. So if you hit a really, really nice shot, you can go in the app on your phone and you can bookmark that. If there's ever a time where you're struggling and you want to know exactly what your wrist angles were doing when you were hitting some really nice shots, you can go back to that bookmark shot, you can set it as a range, and then you can work back towards that. Say for example, you're someone, again, you've got a cupped left wrist, you've started to work towards getting that club face in a better position, started hitting the ball great, and then you've went and played 5 rounds, 10 rounds, and it's started to sneak back into too much extension again. You've not hit the ball quite so good. You can then go back to that bookmark swing, start to work towards that wrist angle again, and get yourself back on track really, really quickly. So honestly, I would say HackMotion is definitely one of my favourite products. I use it in lessons a lot. Really, really good for lessons. It helps them understand. You can put it up on a screen. And I think within 10 minutes, you can get a really good understanding of what your wrists are doing, how that's affecting your shots, and the most important part, it gives you really good feedback of what you're trying to do. Because it's got that audio feedback and because it's got the vibration on the sensor, you know exactly whether you're doing it right or not. There's no guessing. And that for me is the best thing about HackMotion. We've all spent lots and lots of time hitting lots and lots of balls and not getting any better, and it's one of the most frustrating things ever. So we definitely recommend checking them out. Again, check that description link below. Use code CALUM5 for a discount. And if you've got any questions about HackMotion, pop it down in the comments below. But for me, if you're struggling with direction, if you're struggling with contact, it's definitely something that can help your game. So make sure you pop any questions down in the comments below. We are going to be doing more videos about HackMotion, how it works. I'm going to do a little test on myself to see if I can get the closed face for me sorted so I can stop hitting those nasty shots to the left. So check that out once that becomes available on the channel. If you found this video useful, please do click that like button, hit that big red subscribe button, and even click that bell so you're first to know about the uploads to the channel every single week. So don't forget, any questions, pop them below. Check out that description link below and use Callum5 for a discount.